Hello, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be talking about this lovely book, Osamu Tezuka's Dororo, as I mentioned in my previous video. This book is actually my first manga that I have ever bought and read. And that's why this is so special for me, and I really love reading this. Before I start to talk about the book, I want to talk about a little bit who was Osamu Tezuka and what he actually did. Osamu Tezuka was actually, he was a cartoonist, he was manga artist, he was animator. He basically started to draw the ideas, the comics when he was in elementary school. And once his father introduced him one of the Disney movies, Disney animations, he was amazed and obsessed by the Disney. And he was watching the Disney movies several times in a day. He actually tells this in his interviews. He remembers he was watching over 80 times Bambi in a year, which is a huge number, I guess. Moreover, he was a medical doctor. He completed his degree, but he realized he still has passion for comics, and he was always drawing something whenever he has ideas. During the Second World War, he was actually in the army. He basically experienced terrible things, and after the war, people were almost lost. They didn't know what to do, and he basically decided to create something that entertains people and at the same time inspire them with happiness, peace, and actually he also wanted them to find whatever they love. Since he was a big fan of Disney, he basically started to combine traditional Japanese style with Disney style, and he made his own style, and this makes him Godfather of Manga. Some people they call Father of Manga, some people call God of Manga. His first major success was Kimba the White Lion, which was published in 1950. In 1994, Disney released an animation which named Simba, Lion King. Most of the Japanese artists, they were protesting it because they think Disney used, without asking, Disney used Osamu Tezuka's Kimba, the White Lion, and they created another animation. Even though the stories are different, there are many similarities, like Simba, Kimba. So once he published his first manga, suddenly he was so popular. A lot of people were interested in that, and they loved his manga. In 1958, an animation studio came to him and they offered him to make one of his manga to anime. He accepted it actually, but on one condition. He wanted to be a part of the project. He wanted to be included. He always wanted to check everything. In one of his interview, they call him like he never wanted to be a second person. He always wanted to be the first one. That's why he wanted to check everything and he wanted to be included to everything. So they started working on it. Once the anime studio wanted to change the ending of his manga, he was disagreed. But unfortunately, the anime studio, the producers, they did not accept it because the producers were telling him their audience, they don't want to see a sad ending. Even though Osamu Tezuka was disagreed, they did not accept it. So they changed the ending. So via this way, his anime career just started, and people started to call him Disney of Asia. In 1962, he basically established his own company, Mushi Production, and he wanted to make his own animations, own anime. He called them TV anime. The difference between Disney animation and Osamu Tezuka's anime was obvious. Disney was using 24 pictures in 1 second. However, Osamu Tezuka was using only 8 pictures in 1 second. So this made a big difference. Since these animes were made for children, they thought children don't really care this difference. So he became also very famous in animation industry. He basically were making his animes for children. However, suddenly the idea came, why not for adults as well? And he started to work on that as well. And this makes him also the pioneer of it. He basically released the first anime for adults. Let's talk about a little bit manga. This manga is my favorite manga. I literally love it. The manga has actually 2 different characters. One of them is Hakimaro, the other one is Dororo. The story is Hakimaru's father sold Hakimaru's 48 body parts to 48 demons in exchange for being the most powerful person in the country. So he basically sold his body parts, his unborn child. Once the child was born, the demon took 48 parts. So he basically didn't have eyes, he didn't have arms, legs. So he wasn't able to hear anything. So Hakimaru's father forced his mother to throw the baby in the river. However, a doctor found the baby and adopted and took good care of the baby. But these 48 demons were always trying to hunt them. So because of that, Hakimaru decided to leave. And before he leaves, of course, the doctor made some parts for his arms, his legs. For example, there was knives in his arms. There was something like a medicine in his legs. This type of things. So, and he trained Hakimaru, and he was able to use his arms and legs. He basically trained him well, and then Hakimaru decided to leave for his own journey. And he met with Dororo. Dororo is a thief, an orphan. He wants to steal these knives because the knife is so expensive and special knife. During their journey, Hakimaru had to find these 48 demons and kill them to get his own body parts back. So whenever, for example, he finds a demon, he kills it, he gets his arm. He finds a demon, he kills it, he gets his eye back. And this is the story actually. The thing is, manga and anime has different ending. So the actual planned ending was Hakimaru has to kill Dororo since he also had a demon inside. He had to kill him to become a real human. This was planned ending. However, after 4th volume, they cancelled this manga. So the ending in this manga is a little bit different than actual planned. So I'm gonna not tell you how is it ending, because I think you will love it when you read it. So I will not tell it. I already spoiled you guys a lot, so no. Basically, he published his manga in 1967, and in 1969 he released the anime, and the ending was also different there. The ending of the anime was a little bit happier than the manga. So he was always a part of this anime and manga. That's why after he passed away, there are different animes and manga. The production company has made it, so you can immediately see the difference, because his style is softer. It is a little bit closer to Disney style. But the newer versions are not so soft. The characters are not so soft. After he passed away in 1989. In 2004, years later, they published PS2 video games, Blood Will Tell You. So it's also about Dororo. They try to not change the ending, and since there is an actual planned ending, they try to adapt it to the video game. So the ending of the video game is actually Hakimaru has to kill Dororo, but he was so experienced since 5 years, and he basically pulled out the demon inside Dororo. So he saved Dororo, and happy ending again. In 2007, they made a film of Dororo. I haven't watched this actually. I want to watch, but I'm not so sure. I don't know the ending of this, so not sure. I will watch it. In 2018, there was another manga they published. It was only 2 chapters. In 2019, there was another anime, and this one is actually also nice. I kind of like it as well. It's also nice, but I like the older versions more because Osamu Tezuka was a part of it. That's why I like it more. But still, the newer versions are also not bad. It's also nice. And in these animes, actually, the ending is also a little bit different in the newer versions. I think I will also not tell this, or should I tell this? Okay, I'm gonna tell. You can skip this part if you don't want to listen. So in the newer versions, Hakimaru, he doesn't need to kill Dororo. There is nothing like that, because until that time, he already found lost a demon and killed it, and he was already a person. So that's it from my side for Dororo and Osamu Tezuka. I hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm gonna show you the next book we will talk about next month, which is God of War. I think most of you guys already know there is video games of God of War. I just love him. I just love Kratos. It is God of War is my favorite video game. So that's why I decided to talk about this. This is in German, but who cares? We will talk about this next time. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I didn't spoil too much. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel. And we will see each other next time. Ciao.